Watercolor partner painting. Hello everyone, this is Nikki and
Ayla.
And Ayla is here to help me today to demonstrate our watercolor partner painting activity for our Mother's Day kits. Are you excited?
Yes.
Me too. So, watercolor painting. Super easy once you kind of get the hang of it. Right, Ayla?
Yeah.
So the thing about watercolor painting is you want to have clean water. So Ayla, do you want to go get us some clean water? Awesome. So there's a couple ways you can do watercolor painting. You can do wet on wet painting, where you wet the paper first and then you put the pigment on top, or wet onto dry. Now for the things that we are doing today, we're going to do wet on dry. So that means we take the water and we pool it on our palette so that we get a nice wetness, and then we put it on the paper. Now, when you get something like this, you know you don't have quite enough water on there. So you add more water. There. I can tell that I've gotten a good enough amount of water when I can make a mark such like that. As you can see, I can add water to kind of make lighter gradients. Just like that. I can just pick up water and add it. See? There's kind of lots of different techniques we can use. And it's always good before you start with a new medium to just take one piece of paper and practice. Try different techniques. So I'm going to put some water down here, and then I'm just going to add a touch of whatever color I want. So this is wet on wet. So as you can see, with wet on wet, it spreads immediately all through the water that I just put down. You can also tint colors that are on the page while they're wet. So let's say I wanted that to be a little bit brighter green. Maybe I might add a bit of yellow and see what happens when I do that. Always good to really explore. Another activity you can do is you can try doing gradients. So I like to practice with my gradients just like this. So I get my brush nice and wet, and I do a nice streak. And now all I do is add water from here as I'm going down. As you can see, it's kind of getting lighter and lighter and lighter as I go. Practice that and see how you do. It's kind of tricky when you have too much water. I think I might have had a little bit too much water there. But you don't know until you try. You can always dab it off and try again. That's another thing. You can dab with your paper towel to get some really cool effects in your watercolors. Just like that. So remember, you take your water, you wet your palette, and then you make your mark. You know it's good if it marks very easily. You know you have enough water. How do you know you have too much water? Well, it drips all over the place and makes a big pool of water on your painting. You can also feel free to mix your colors on your page. That's a really fun thing to do. So I'm going to take a bit of pink, and then now I'm going to add some yellow. So you can get some really cool tones when you do that. Why don't you try mixing some colors? I adore this green color. This green color is so nice. Practicing your techniques will only make it easier when you get to actually doing the activities. Those are just a few things you can try. The last thing I'd love for you to try is to take your thin brush and water down your black, just like this. So it's kind of like an inky texture. And let's see how thin we can get our lines. I like to do this by like writing my name. But when you're trying to get thin lines, you really want to make sure that you're not pushing too hard. If you're pushing too hard, you're going to get thick lines. And also, if you don't have enough water, you're going to get those messy lines. So you're almost always, even though you wet your palette to begin with, every time you go back to it, you're still adding more water because it does dry as you go. And see how I'm really not pressing hard? Very, very lightly. Give those things a try and you'll be all ready for our activities. Hello everyone. Oh my gosh, I have to go all the way down here to talk. So,
I think you need to redo it.
No, it's okay. We can do it like this. So today we are going to do a partner activity. So this is to be done with your whoever you would like to, but for this, in this specific thing, it's the Making Memories Mother's Day kit. And so we're gonna make some memories, okay? Okay, so you can do this with 2 people, but you can actually do it with multiple people. And when I say switch, instead of just switching back and forth, you're just going to rotate. So you will just hand it to the person to your right and sit kind of in a circular fashion. And then that would work that way. But for us, we're just going to switch back and forth. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the first step, I would like you to either write a message. In this demonstration piece, I wrote, "I love Mom." You can write whatever you want. You can, let's just think about it. I was thinking I might do "My Baby You'll Be" from like our favorite book.
Oh, yeah.
That would be nice. So it's Mother's Day themed, so let's think, what can we write? I don't know, it's kind of hard when your mom's sitting right beside you, huh? I actually think that should make it easier. You could write "I love you to the moon" because we say that all the time.
Yeah.
That might be nice.
I'm just gonna do "I love you, Mom."
Yep, take your time. Don't have to rush it.
I love you, Mama Cat.
So once you are done drawing your words, your message, whatever you decide to draw for that, you are going to switch. So if you are sitting in a circle, you can pass to the right. But for me and Ayla, we're gonna switch. Okay, so what's great about the pencil is it's just going to stay there. We're gonna be able to paint over it with light colors and it won't disappear. And so what we're going to do first is you have 2 different paintbrushes you can use. You have a thin one and a thicker one. And we are going to, with some light colors, we're going to create some floral backgrounds on top. All right, go ahead. Whatever you want. Look, watch. So see how I'm gonna just paint right on top. And I'm gonna bring our viewers in nice and close so they can see what I'm doing. So I like to start with one color in a couple different spots, and then I switch to another color and I put it, and I'm just doing blobs right now. Like, I'm not going into detail. I'm just kind of putting the forms of the different flowers in the background. See that? You can maybe ask your mom what her favorite colors are to incorporate them.
I know what I'm doing.
Awesome. I might have to add a cat since you wrote "I love you, Mama Cat."
I didn't know how to write kitty, so I just wrote cat.
That's okay. That's perfect. All right, so I've got a few of those bright colors. I think I'm gonna now start thinking about putting in some leaves, possibly, in just a minute after I get these last pink flowers in. And the trick with watercolors really is just that you put on a layer and then you wait until it dries, and then you can kind of layer on top to make it darker if you want. How are you doing? Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. I think I need a big yellow flower in the middle. Now, if you have multiple people working together to make these memories, you can feel free during this watercolor background step to pass one more time so that everyone gets a chance to work on each other's backgrounds. Remember, we're not using any dark colors in this stage. We're only using lighter colors, so we're avoiding our browns and blacks and such. And then we're really, that way you can still see the writing behind, and we can do something with that later. Did you want to switch, Ayla?
1 second.
Okay. And then you can work a little bit on mine.
Yeah.
And then I can work a little on yours. There's a little bit of space up top and stuff. Cool? So you do that? Oh, I love that. It's a rainbow. So cute. You want to switch? You ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. So I'm gonna add.
I'm gonna have to draw a cat.
You're gonna draw a cat? Yeah, you could draw a cat up top. You can draw a cat wherever you want.
I'm gonna draw like a cat right here.
Cool. Looks good, Ayla. I love it. Sometimes if you use a little bit too much water, your colors are going to run together a little bit. That's happening to me right now. So in that case, you can always take a little bit of paper towel, dab it, or you can let them be free to mingle because They obviously want to.
Look, Mom.
I love the cat. It's so cute.
It's cute.
It is. So this activity is fun because it gives you a chance to work together. So feel free to chat about what you're doing and kind of like work together. It's a piece you're making together that you can both say you were part of. Remember, this is all about making memories and less about having the perfect piece at the end. Because that way, it'll be perfect. Anyway, because you made a memory.
It's going to be an ugly cat. Look at my cat.
It's not ugly, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Wait, say try.
I love it. It's a perfect cat in my books. I am done. How are you doing over there? Oh, it's beautiful. I love that.
And
Putting a little border on it.
Once I'm done with the like border, I'm going to do like swivels.
Yeah, I love
the
it.
Lines.
That's fantastic. So the trick is, just like as you can see me and Ayla doing, the trick is when you're doing partner painting is you don't paint over someone else's work, you just kind of work with it. So as you can see, I sort of picked up where Ayla left off and I filled out the outside, and then she is doing the same thing. She's adding a little cat and a little border. The trick with partner painting is really appreciating what your partner has done so far and trying to work with it. Oh, I love that. It's so pretty. It's so cute.
And then I know what I'm gonna do after.
What?
I'm gonna grab this pinkish red.
I love that. I think you could. Oh, you're just gonna do some squigglies. Nice. That's really pretty. This is gonna be a framer. It's gonna skip the fridge and go straight to a frame. So we're gonna leave
Mine
it.
actually does look really good.
It does look good. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to let these dry. We're gonna let them fully dry before our next before our next thing. Okay? Okay. High five. Wink. We are all dry and we are back. So now you can decide with your partners who is going to finish off the piece. And so Ayla and I decided she was gonna finish off the one she started and I'm gonna finish off the one I started. So the next step really is to use your darker colors and start to fill in these pencil lines that we have created. Now you can use black or you can use dark purple or dark blue, kind of whatever works for your piece. And I'm also using my thin brush right now. And so you're gonna wanna take your water and get like an inky texture on your palette here. Have your paper towel handy and just make sure you don't have too much, it's not drippy. And then you're just going to very carefully go over those lines that you created. See that, Ayla? Yep. So you're gonna do that with yours now. Don't worry if you don't quite get it. It's a little tricky, but have fun with it. Just enjoy trying to follow the lines. Now remember, if you're working on a wet on wet, your paint is gonna spread. So you really wanna wait till it's dry before you do. Right now, we're working wet on dry. And that's why we're able to do this. And if you're me and Ayla, you probably hum a lot while you're working, because that's what we do, right, Ayla?
Yeah.
It's okay, you're allowed to hum as long as I'm not instructing while you're humming. Deal?
Okay.
Looks great so far. You might need a little bit more, less water to make it darker. Do you see how I'm going, like, can I show you? Is it okay? And once you get those words on, you can kind of add whatever little embellishments you'd like. I'm gonna add a little frame to mine. You can also add more details into whatever you'd like in your background. For instance, if Ayla wanted to add a little bit more to her flowers in any way, she can. This is a finished piece that I did earlier, so you add the black, but you can also outline the flowers if you'd like, the way I did, add some dots, however you want to play it. Ayla, would you like me to work with yours on your flowers?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's put this more in the middle here, and we'll work together. It's important to remember the partner painting only goes so far. You can never just like take away anybody's work. So if they really want to finish it up themselves, you really want to let them. It's important that everyone feels happy and confident in what they're doing. Nobody likes when someone takes over their art. So that's why we always ask. Because this is a working together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a little bit, so what we're gonna do is dab it. That just means there's too much water. Dab, dab, dab. Dab it up. I can help out with that area if you'd like.
Yeah.
Just probably had a little bit too much water. There we go. Got it. Sometimes if you have too much water, it's really hard to keep moving forward without making a mess. So you just want to kind of dab it up and keep going. Okay, you can keep going on that way if you'd like. Oh, did I grab your?
You did.
Yes, if your paint is spreading like that, you definitely know you probably have too much water on there. I think you have too much water again. Just dab it off on the paper towel first before you go over it. Learning how much water to use on your paintbrush is certainly something that takes practice when it comes to watercolors. So don't worry about it if you don't quite get it right the first time.
It says coat instead of cat.
Do you want me to help you with the small areas?
Yes.
Okay.
Look.
It does look perfect. I love it so much.
Perfect.
It's perfect. Is there anything else you think we should add? You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. We can just finish it off here then. So yeah, you can just kind of add your details however you'd like. We only added a little bit of black outline, but you can do it for however long you'd like. You can get really detailed with it, or you can just let it be. However you want to play it is totally fine.
That kind of looks like a person.
Yeah,
Looks like a person.
it does a little bit, doesn't it?
Like with the arms and then like a top bun and then the face.
Yeah, I can see that. What do you think, Ayla? Well done?
Yeah.
All done.